Hi, this is Brandon Slay from ThirstGym.com, and today we're talking about an exercise called the Hex Bar Kickstand Deadlift versus bands. This is a great single leg hinge exercise to help develop some strength, speed, and power for your athletes or just for overall lower body training. Now what you're gonna need a hex bar, a trap bar for this that you can step into. If you happen to have one that's open on the back side, that works even better. You'll get a little more wiggle room for that back leg or that kickstand leg, support leg that we'll use. But you also need a way to set up bands. I prefer to do that with band pegs. The other option you have is you can take the band on one side, one band on the other, run it, and then stand on it like railroad tracks. That's going to create a lot of tension, but it is a way to get it done as well. And we're going to use the high handles here for this kickstand variation that we're going to use. Now, the main thing here to understand is that because we're using only one leg as our primary driver, our weights are going to be down, and the bands are going to provide accommodating resistance. So as we go to push off the floor, the weight comes up, we're going to get more of that band tension, increasing the load that's in our hands. So this is really great, like I mentioned, for strength, speed, and power variation for athletes. So what we're going to do is we're going to get inside the bar here. It doesn't matter which leg you start with, but our kickstand position, we're going to have one leg forward, one leg back. And again, that's why I talked about having that open position. This closed one here, it does somewhat get in the way if we got a bigger athlete, but otherwise you're going to be kind of hugging the front of it. Front leg's going to be a little bent, back leg's going to be a little bent, back leg's on my toe, front foot's completely flat, arms are going to stay good and long as hooks. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab the bar from that position here. Good athletic position, keeping the arms long, and I'm going to try to push majority of the weight off this leg. The back support leg is still going to have some push. The knee's still going to still extend at the top, but we're trying to get all that driving force off the front leg. So arms are long, chest is tall, grab the bar, push, and go. Push, go, push. And then we would switch legs, one leg forward, one leg back. And we're trying to, again, push off that leg. Now, I'm performing these definitely more explosively. I think that's the more ideal way to use a variation like this for athletics, but you can definitely load these up on a strength side as well if you're just trying to focus more just one leg. Now, the main reason you would pick this, again, you're going to limit loads by only placing the demands on primarily one leg, more so than two. That part's great. We're also going to get, again, more of an athletic based stance. So as you can tell, if I'm working on running or anything like this, this is definitely more conducive to sport. I'm placing more emphasis on one leg. A lot of sports are very powerful or driven off of one leg, whether that be jumping, shooting a shot on wrestling, anything like that is definitely going to have a little more transference. Now the bands, ultimately, as we talked, accommodating the resistance, that's why I like these for speed. So the bands force me to develop as much power and force into the ground as possible, and the bands are going to accommodate that, again, helping me improve that power output because I'm going to get tension even at the top, which I normally would miss out on if I didn't have the bands. So when it comes to your programming for an exercise like this, if you're going to do it with speed, or like as I just did, really focusing on the power portion of it, 3 to 5 reps is really kind of the sweet spot per side, trying to pull explosively and as fast as you can on each side. If you're doing this for general strength or hypertrophy-based purposes, probably again 3 to 6 reps per side. You could definitely make a case for 8, but by that point, I would much rather just pick a different exercise, pick like a rear foot elevated split squat or a single leg RDL, something like that, where I can get a little more hypertrophy, time retention, greater lengths, using this more for my strength and power side, and just make sure your athletes are noting that they're doing this on each side, so you're not just constantly doing one leg, we got to do it on the other side as well. So I really like the big hex bar and keeping my reps on the lower end and keeping this for speed, but you got some options there as well. If you got any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Thanks, have a great day.